Hello everyone. Before we begin the video, tell me, how many books have you read so far in this year? Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Ink Influence. I am your very own book reviewer, Divya Gupta. Welcome back to yet another book review video. Oops, sorry. We are not reviewing books today. In fact, we are talking about books today. So basically, in previous month, in May 2024, I read 5 books of various genres, and I am here to talk about those 5 books and helping you decide which book you should read and which you should skip. Let's go. Okay, so the first book that we talk about is Good Girl, Bad Blood. Now this book is part 2 of a trilogy, Good Girl's Guide to Murder, where part 1 is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and part 3 is As Good as Dead. So basically, I'll give you a brief of this entire series before we proceed. Basically, this series, if you are fond of say female detectives like Nancy Drew or strong, brave, courageous female protagonist characters, then this series is your go-to series, because the female here is the bravest or the courageous girl you'll ever meet. Basically, in part 1, as a Good Girl's Guide to Murder, basically it is a story about how a young schoolgirl takes up a closed case as her school project, and because she believes that the person who was accused in that case cannot be the person who has committed the murder, and how she solves the case. So basically, I was impressed with this new concept, which was basically taking up a closed case, and then the narration where the author has put up snippets of emails or snippets of the findings, the case files and everything. So I was very pleased with part 1 and equally skeptical about part 2, because I was under this impression that I have read everything what the author had to offer. So what is there in part 2? So in part 2, basically, this is a story where the girl, Pip is the name, the Pip takes up a case which is current case, ongoing case. So in part 1, one thing that I had missed was the chase of time, chase against time, race against time, time being a crucial factor, because in part 1 Pip was solving a closed case. So it was not a challenge, it was not something which is your race against time. Whereas in part 2, the author brings up the concept of race against time, and I am thankful that this concept was not in part 1, or else I would have not appreciated part 2 as much as I do today. So part 2, which is Good Girl, Bad Blood, is basically Pip solving a current case on an ongoing case. I am yet to read part 3, which is As Good as Dead, but I am super excited for it. So this series is real fun. In fact, a Netflix series is being made on the adaptation of this book. So this book is definitely famous and worth all the hype. So you can add it to your TBR if you haven't read till date. Okay, for the second book that I read was Roses Are Blood Red by Novanil Chakraborty. First of all, this book was a surprise. This was one book that my colleague recommended me. He was like, you love thriller, why don't you give chance to an Indian author? And it is not that I don't like Indian authors, in fact I'm fond of them, but I haven't really read a content which blows my mind or keeps me on an edge. So I was like, fine. He was so persuasive that I should read this book. I picked up Roses Are Blood Red by Novanil Chakraborty. Is a delight. It is engaging, thrilling, page turner. It kept me on edge. I mean, I completed it over the weekend. I just couldn't leave the book aside. It just kept playing in my mind, what happens next, what happens next. And I feel this is a very essential quality or very essential criteria for a book which belongs to the thriller genre. So this one book is a surprise, and I am in absolute awe. I'm going to read more books by Novanil Chakrabarti now that I know that he is famous, and he is a beautiful, fantastic, and an author you cannot predict what happens next. So his content is top notch. I would definitely recommend this book. If you haven't read any of his books, or if you haven't read this book, you should read this book, definitely. Book 3. So basically, I am a Anna Huang fan throughout. I mean, I started reading her book from the Twisted series, Twisted Love, Twisted Hate, Twisted Games, Twisted Lies. I have enjoyed them thoroughly, and there is a book review also on the Twisted series up in my channel. You can see it on in the playlist section. You'll have a Twisted series playlist where there are the book reviews. I absolutely love Anna Huang. So basically, this is her current series, King of Sins, and basically there are going to be about 7 books in this series. Book 1 being King of Wrath, which I read in the previous month, and oh my god, this book gave me yet another fictional boyfriend. What do I do? I mean, I am doomed because every time I read Anna Huang, I gain a fictional boyfriend. This book is beautiful. It is slow burn. It is enemies to lover, a beautiful concept of forced arranged marriage and eventually discovering love. And oh my god, Dante Russo is hot. So you'll definitely get a fictional boyfriend if you read this book. Part 2 is King of Pride, that I am yet to read. Part 3 is King of Greed, and part 4 has been released few weeks ago. It is King of Sloth. The reviews are amazing. I'm yet to read all the 3 parts, so that are in my TBR. But oh yes, you can definitely start the King of Sin series. It is beautiful, it is romantic, and slow burn, and really good concept. You'll enjoy. Alright, the 4th book that I read in the previous month was Fourth Wing. So basically, this is a much talked about book, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. And let me be honest here, the Instagram community made me read this book. It is everywhere. It is just so hyped. Everyone is talking about it. It is an ongoing series. Part 1 is Fourth Wing, part 2 is Iron Flame. So this is an ongoing series, and I mean, I was like, okay, I'm getting major FOMO, so I should definitely read this book. So I started reading Fourth Wing on my Kindle device, and oh my god, it is amazing. It is a concept, it is basically of a genre which belongs to romance and fantasy, which we book reviewers or bookstagrammers call it romantasy, and it is amazing. So basically, it gives you a little deja vu of Game of Thrones or House of Dragons, because it has dragons, it has concept of riders, we have rulers, we have war, everything. But what stands out for me is, again, the bravest, courageous female character, Violet. She is, short-heighted, she's feeble, she's weak, she's fragile. So everyone believes that, oh, she cannot be a rider. And how she proves everyone wrong. In fact, she becomes a rider, and that too she gets the strongest dragon in the dragon kind. So this is a beautiful read, I would say, and it ends, the first part, Fourth Wing, ends at a major cliffhanger. So you would definitely want to read the second part, Iron Flame. That definitely happens. And before I start with the 5th book, to prove that you would enjoy reading Fourth Wing and you would definitely hop to the second part, which is Iron Flame, this is the book This is the proof. I have ordered my paperback copy of Iron Flame because I just cannot wait. I mean, the cliffhanger in which Fourth Wing ends. When I read Fourth Wing, I was like, fine, this is an amazing series, amazing book. But I cannot read the second part on my Kindle because I need the book feel, I need the experience, I need to this just hits different reading from book. I am a little old school regarding this. So this is my part 2 Iron Flame. I had to get it, I had to. So this is the proof that you will hop on to the second part immediately. Alright, so the fifth and the last book that I read in the previous month was The Interns by Birdie Jones. So basically, after reading Fourth Wing, I really wanted to start with Iron Flame, which is part 2. But at the same time, I wanted to read some light book, or basically to arrest my thoughts and arrest myself or stop myself from falling for another fictional character yet again. So I picked up this because the description of this book was that it belongs to a soft vanilla romance genre, and that to the office romance domain. So I wanted to read it because office romance is something that I think I have only seen in series such as Suits or series such as Office, but I don't think so I've ever read about it. So I took up this book, and this book is amazing. This is again a series of Staten Brothers. The Interns being the first part. The second part is Moonlighters, which would be out this year. So this is also a light, fun read book about two interns working in law firm and how they discover each other and how they struggle to accept the fact that okay, working together is not that bad of an option. You are a good team. So that is one thing that I have absolutely loved in this book. Secondly, the author Birdie Jones, she is a sweetheart. She has been in touch with me on through my Instagram, and I absolutely love talking to her. She is amazing. She's fun. I have also done a book review on this book, and in fact the previous video, the last video is book review on The Interns. Go check it out. It is an amazing book. You can read it on Kindle, you can order your copies, whatever suits you. So yeah, so that's all for this video. I just wanted to talk about the 5 books that I read the previous month and not give a mainstream too much of a book review, but also help you decide your next read. Just in case if you're wondering what I am currently reading these days, I am reading The Traitor's Gate by Jeffrey Archer. It is a murder mystery series. As we all know, Jeffrey Archer, I don't think so, is a new name for any one of us. I have read it through this much only. I am still reading it. It is going slow because I am a little occupied with other things. But this is what I am currently reading. Do let me know in the comment section below what book do you decide to pick up from the 5 books that I suggested in this video. Like and share this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is absolutely a delight to have you all here and to see the Ink Influence family growing and growing. It shouldn't stop. We may meet soon in the next video. Till then, stay connected, keep coming to the Ink Influence, keep writing to me. You can connect with me on my Instagram channel, Instagram account, Instagram handle, whatever. You can connect the Ink Influence and we can talk over there. So yeah, we meet soon, and like I always say, till then, don't forget to read. Bye bye.